Her message arrived while I was standing in the kitchen, staring at nothing. "I'm at my grandma's funeral. Don't call. I need space to grieve." I read it twice, not because it was unclear, but because it was too clean, too perfectly arranged. Grief packaged into 12 words. I set the phone down. The kettle screamed behind me. I turned it off and let the silence return. Space to grieve. I gave it to her. Minutes later, my phone vibrated again. Not a message, a notification, a live stream alert from a festival page I didn't follow. Curiosity is a quiet thing. It doesn't rush. It waits until you're alone enough to listen. I tapped the screen. Music, lights, a crowd breathing as one massive organism. Then the camera panned, and there she was, hair loose, sunglasses on, laughing, alive in a way grief never allows. Her arm was looped through a familiar shoulder. Her ex, the man she swore was history, ashes, buried. I didn't feel anger, not yet. What I felt was something colder, recognition, like finally seeing the shape of a shadow that had been following me for months. The kettle was still warm when I sat down. I watched her dances. Then I typed 2 words, "My condolences," and hit send. The betrayal didn't announce itself with a scream. It arrived politely, like a guest who had been waiting in the hallway for permission to enter. I replayed the live stream, once, twice, slower the 3rd time. Her body language told the story before my mind accepted it. The ease, the lean, the laugh she only used when she forgot to perform. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't a lapse. This was a double life running smoothly enough that she thought she could attend a funeral and a festival on the same day without consequence. I scrolled back through our messages, not searching for proof, searching for patterns. Late replies, vague plans, sudden need for space, emotional unavailability dressed up as self-care. I remembered how she'd gone quiet when I mentioned setting a wedding date, how she'd kissed me like someone apologizing. Denial tried to step in. It always does. It whispered that grief looks different on everyone. But grief doesn't dance. Grief doesn't live stream. And grief doesn't wrap itself around the person you promised was gone. I didn't confront her. That would have been sloppy, emotional, predictable. Instead, I watched and waited. I became careful, careful with my tone, careful with my words, careful not to tip the board while the pieces were still moving. She texted later that night, said the service was hard, said she needed time. I told her to take all she needed. Inside, something was burning, but it burned evenly, controlled, like a pilot light. I checked her social media through accounts she didn't know existed, watched stories disappear, screenshots taken, timestamps noted. Then I noticed something else. Her parents had posted a photo that afternoon. Lunch, smiling, her grandmother seated between them, very much alive, holding a teacup, looking annoyed at the camera. The lie wasn't just infidelity, it was calculated disrespect. To me, to them, to death itself. I opened the live stream again, copied the link, let it sit in my drafts. Power isn't loud, it's patient. I imagined confronting her, her tears, her excuses, the word mistake weaponized. I decided she didn't deserve the courtesy, so I chose precision instead. I sent the link while her parents were still at the table. No message, no commentary, just the truth unwrapped. Then I turned my phone face down. When she finally came home, the sun was low. The house looked different in that light, less forgiving. Her bags were on the porch, folded, ordered, final. Her parents' car was in the driveway. I watched from inside as she slowed, confusion flickering across her face, then fear. Inside, no one spoke at first. Her mother broke the silence. "Whose funeral were you at?" She tried to answer, failed, tried again. Her father slid the phone across the table. The paused image waited for her, frozen mid-laugh, arm locked with the past. She looked at me then, not angry, exposed. I didn't say much. I didn't need to. "I believed you," I said quietly, "until I didn't." She cried. Of course she did. Tears are the last currency of someone who's lost control. She said my name like it was a life raft. I stayed still. Her parents stood, not to defend her, but to leave with her. A verdict delivered without shouting. At the door she turned back. "You planned this," she said. I shook my head. "No, you did. I just stopped lying for you." The ring was already gone, the future with it. I closed the door gently. Later, alone, I sat in the quiet she'd asked for. It fit me better than it ever fit her. There was no triumph, no joy, just clarity, sharp, clean. Some people think revenge is about destruction. It isn't. It's about alignment, making reality match the truth. She lost her lie. I lost my illusions. Only one of us was surprised. And as the night settled in, I realized something simple, something final. I didn't miss her. I missed who I thought she was. And that person never existed.